Very good morning, students. Am I audible? Arbaz, Dhruv, Shruti. Yeah, I think I am audible. And so I'm just starting the uh, today's lecture. Our lecture is on fundamentals of cybersecurity concept. So let's see first the syllabus before starting the lecture. This is an introductory, what you can say, subject introduced in first semester of the first year cybersecurity. To give you what you can say a taste of what is cybersecurity and so on. Up till now, we have taken around 2-3 introductory offline lectures on cybersecurity. So this course is about that. So there is no prerequisite for the course. An objective is to be exposed with the basic information of cybersecurity, understand the different aspect of cybersecurity, understand the cyber crimes and laws, and be exposed with the different digital forensics tools and laws. So there are total 25 marks of internal assessment, and we are having technically 1 hour per week, but practically to cover up your syllabus in fast way, we are having 2 hours. That is on Tuesday and Thursday, and the contents is of only uh, 4 units. So first unit is introduction to cybercrime, that is on 3 hours. Second unit is of cyber offenses and cybercrime on mobile, that is 3 hours, and computer forensics 3 hours. And fourth unit is the again cybercrime and legal landscape. What do you say? Cybercrime and cybersecurity with a legal perspective. So these are the 4 units here, and we are having this textbook, Cybersecurity, Understanding Cyber Crimes, Computer Forensics and Legal Perspective by Nina Godbole, Sunit Belapur by Wiley Publication, and Cybersecurity for Beginners by Raif Mewis, Cyber Simplicity Limited. So the syllabus is already uploaded on the Google Classroom for your information, and I'm going to upload the books also. On every unit you will have one assignment, and that assignment will be considered as your internal term work. Based on that you will get the marks. So you are in the 4 units, 25 marks are divided equally in this 4 unit. Okay, just excuse me. Sir, liverच आहे अजून. नाही नाही नाही, आज लिव्हरच आहे. उद्या उद्या येईल. उद्या येईल सगळं. हो, ठीक आहे. हो हो. Bye. So this is about the subject, uh, computer forensics, and I'm going to upload all the recorded lectures on the things. So we are going to discuss each point now, these points one by one. Basics of cybercrime, cybercrime trend, cybercrime and information security, one by one in our lecture. So am I audible to you? Before proceeding further, I just want to know. Yes or what? You raise the hand. Okay, I'm audible to you also. Thanks. So let's check with the thing. You can unmute yourself from your point, and then you can uh, what you can say talk. Or if you want to talk, you can just simply send me the message. I will unmute you from my side. Am I audible? Yes. So our first is, what is first point is our basic of cybercrime. Okay, and we are going to see what are the basics of the cybercrime now. Let me change the color for the font. Size we are having, okay, let's make this color a little purple. So basics of cybercrime. First, try to understand what is cybercrime. Okay, we will go what can say step by step, so that we can get what is the cybercrime. Anything, anything, what you can say, comma. If you go give uh, an activity or material, okay, in cyber world, okay, which is posing threat to an activity or material in cyber world, posing threat to human, okay, or group of humans in financial, physical, physical and sorry, or psychological. Anything, an activity or material in cyber world which posing threat to human or group of humans in financial, physical or psychological way can be considered as a cybercrime. Now let's stick to this definition. The color is a little bit pale, so make it dark. Black will be good. So, what you mean by the financial threat? So, say any material or activity is there. So, suppose someone is sending you a mail. Okay, someone send you a mail, fake mail, uh, what we generally call as a phishing, and he lured you into that particular financial fraud and empty your what you can say account. Then that is a financial threat. Okay, so financial threats, threats or we call it as a financial cybercrime crimes. This equals to phishing. First is the phishing, second is ransomware. So what is so what is phishing? In phishing, what happens, the if you are having say one person here, this is the person. Let's suppose this is a criminal, and this criminal actually want to get something from you. So this criminal sends continuously some email to you, which says that is you won some lottery, okay, or he is in a need for money or transaction likewise, and somewhere you think that okay, this mail seems to be valid, or maybe your greed take over you, and you actually admit to such type of mail, and then you gives your bank account details to this person, or you may transfer some money to this person, trusting that the person is what you can say a good person, or person is a legal person. But what happen, as soon as you transfer the money, the role or the goal of this person get completed. The goal of this person get completed, and this person then simply shut down all the communication with you, and it become quite difficult to find out such person, because when it comes to internet, you don't know exactly where the person is sitting. For example, in year 2020, uh, many ATM cards becomes what you can say are operated internationally, because it's quite easy to clone the ATM card. And so those these hackers with the technological what you can say advanced hand, they clone some Indian international ATM cards which were used in some other what you can say countries, and then they operated on that. So that was what done. So to get that information, they also created some fake website. For example, you are having the Amazon. Okay, I generally this is what happened. So when we say Amazon, we have the spelling like Amazon, Amazon dot in. But now if I ask you to read this, you won't get any what you can say thing, anything, any doubt in your mind, because we are quite what can you say go with the words, so we generally won't read the complete words once we become more familiar with that word. So Amazon.in is Amazon, but an hacker, a phishing website can be a AMEZON. So Amazon.in, but we consider it as Amazon.in. It keeps its look just like the Amazon original Amazon, but it actually collects your credit card, your what can you say uh, debit card and other credentials from you, just using such type of fake websites. So when we are using fake emails, when the what you can say the person is using fake email or fake account or fake what you can say messages, generally that part is called as phishing. Okay, this part is called as phishing. And phishing is just what you can say, it is like why it is called as phishing. Generally what happens when we go to a pond, when we go to the pond, a fisherman, okay, a fisherman what does, he simply drop a hook into the pond, and pond is having many fishes there. So he is not particularly targeting any fish, he is not particularly targeting any fish, he is targeting almost any fish which grab its hook. So the general thing in phishing or in the this cybercrime, basic cybercrime is that when is the financial threat is the first thing. All crimes happens only for money. Okay, there are very few crimes which happens for other than for the money when it comes to petty crimes. Okay, so here we are having this two. This is what we call as a uh, wrong side Amazon. So what he created this fake website, and now many people accidentally visits this fake website, and they actually grab some orders there. Again, those orders or whatever postings are there are simply fake. Okay, it's just there to collect your information, it's just there to collect your information. So your card number and everything will be entered there, and then it says that payment gateway not working. Okay, so you are happy that your the payment gateway is not working, but your card information is already with that person. So now this person then can buy anything from on your card from the other people. Now you are saying, what about the OTP? So if you get the card detail, it is quite easy for that person to contact the service provider and change the number. Okay, change the number. So this is what happens in the phishing. Another way is that you are sending just the email. So suppose you send email to 500 people. You can simply check this with your in your friend circle also, that is from your email. If you send an email to your friends right now, or in a WhatsApp group, if you send a simple message that dear friend, I am in a need of some money. Dear friend, I am in need of some money due to some medical emergency, and you know that due to this pandemic and other things, people are literally trust you because they know that email is your. Okay, kindly, if you have anything from 1,000 rupees to 2,000 rupees, please transfer to this account. I will return back it as soon as I what you can say get recovered from the things, and likewise. So what happens? You generally sends the money to that particular account. Now, what this fisher person or the hacker will do, he actually impose himself as your friend. तो वो क्या कर रहा है? He is just sending the uh, email in the name of your friend, and the account given is not your friend's account but his account. Okay, his or her account where you are actually transferring this money. Okay, and when you transfer this money to this person, what happens? Your actual friend won't get anything. So this is a one type of cyber crime. So anything, an activity or material, okay, which actually pose threat to human or group of humans in financial way. So here we saw the activity. Now what is the material which can cause a financial threat to the human or a group of human? Now, say suppose you are having some land. Okay, you are having some land and something, and you are doing some degrees and something, and likewise, and your certificates, say all those things are there. Those things, if shared unsecurely with untrusted parties, can pose financial loss to you, because someone else can use that for their gain, and you may get what you can say thing. Now, what is ransomware? Ransomware is again the one type of financial what you can say threat to the human or group of humans. Now, what is financial threat in a ransomware? Ransomware is just a software, simple software. It's a encryption decryption software. So someone's when you download some free game or free utilities from the net, from insecure media, means instead of downloading it from the Google Play Store or from Microsoft Store or from Geo Store, means from the authentic what you can say center, you are downloaded it free from the net. Because it is free, you are downloading it. So, and sometimes you simply don't keep your firewall of the computer very good. In that case, what happens? The intruder or the person who is sitting there on the next side of the internet get access to your computer. Now, what he does, his computer game or something, it simply encrypt all the data in your computer, and then sends you a message, the message that if you want that data available to you, okay, you have to pay this lump sum amount in terms of bitcoins or something on a particular account. Then and then only they give you the decryption key, otherwise your data get lost. So this is a ransomware. Generally common people won't have that important data to things, but ransomwares actually target randomly. So happens somewhere. So this is what the financial threat or financial cyber crimes. Okay, now let's see what is the thing. And so I'm just asking you, do you understood this much? Hello, Ayan, Abhilash, Abuzad, Aditya, Aditya Kate. If you understood this much, just say yes, or just simply show the high five, that is raise your hand. Okay, thank you, thank you. So we'll go for the next point. Next point. Next, just. Okay, okay. I got message. I got it clear and loud. Okay. So, what is the next what we say, that is uh, physical. Now, first thing is how a physical threat is possible. Okay, threat through cybercrime, because cybercrime is virtually on internet, and how a physical threat is possible. So let's take an example. This game was become quite popular uh, in early blue whale, in what you can say, some 2015 onwards, and many people, many players actually committed suicides after continuously playing this game. Okay, for a month. So within a month, that is after 21st, 21 or 22nd day, when this mobile game were become very quite popular, and it actually the players started committing suicide. Many of them jump off from the building and likewise. This is a one type of cybercrime. This game was actually designed by some person. I don't know whether from Russia or something, but in news they say that there is a Russian hacker and a psychologist was involved in designing this game. And the terminology was that if the person is of weak mind, he or she won't have any right to life, and so they created a NLP program. Here NLP is something different than, it's called as neuro linguistic linguistic programming. It is neuro linguistic programming. So neuron, just check with the spelling. Okay. So, neurolinguistic programming is the actually the way of hypnotizing someone just by giving some word instructions, and those are random instructions. Means, let's say, suppose if I am talking with you right now on the cybercrime, and suddenly I change the subject, suddenly I change the subject, suddenly I change the subject. Means, if I make sudden changes after every 2 3 minutes, after every 2 3 minutes, our brain stop what you can say function in a reasonable way. Muslim, right now, let's say we are talking about a cybercrime, and suddenly say what picture you saw yesterday, and when you are talking on the picture that you saw yesterday, I'm just sit at the subject. You know, my dog is very pretty, like something, and then you are just shifting toward the dogs, and I'm saying that is, yeah, what is your plan for today's evening? And when you start to think on the today's evening plan, my next instructions may be like or conversation byte may be something different than that. I may start giving some what you can say input on different person. Let's say suppose you are saying that it's today evening you want to, and I'm suddenly what you can say interrupt you with something like you know that person. And this is what we call as a neurolinguistic programming. It's actually used to cripple the brain's thinking process. So when such type of programming is done, is in a cyber world, many yes, yes, Satyam, what you want? Yeah, Shubham, you can talk now. uh,
Sir, your voice is not clear.
my voice is not clear.
It's breaking.
uh, Now it's clear. Hello, is it clear? Hello. Okay. So it happens due to the network issues. I'm going to upload the recorded lectures where you will get all the voice clear, that you can what can you say, relearn automatically, or you can review the lectures. So what happens here in neurolinguistic programming? Yes, Sujit. Yes, you can talk. Sujit. No. What is? Hello, Pratik. Okay, question and answer. Your voice is breaking. Voice is not getting clear. Now voice is getting clear. Hello. It's maybe due to the network issue. Because only two or three people are not getting my voice clear. Otherwise, I think other are not having any problem with that. So let's say, or it may happen because I talk a little bit faster. So that may be the case. So let's go with the lecture now. So what happens? This physical threat. So if such type of cyber games are there, maximum computer games, when we actually so when we play the computer games, many computer games now I leave their footprint, psychosomatic footprint on the brain. And if you say you are playing say game like PUBG or something, after a while your brain becomes quite confused with the reality and the virtuality, and in that case your brain act very eccentrically, and that eccentric acting of your brain can cause you to do something very damaging. For example, say suppose if you are fond of playing the racing game. Okay, now in computer racing game what happens whenever that player falls down on the road. Okay, whenever that players fell down on the road, he get the life and he restart his running. But then, if such game is actually programmed with the neurolinguistic programming tactics, then it become the print in your brain, and you will try to drive very harshly, and that can cause a physical threat to you. So this is one type of cybercrime. Actually, they are not intent to make cybercrime, but Blue Whale was intentionally made in that way. So this is the one thing. Now, what is the psychological? What is the material which can cause a physical threat to? Say, suppose you have seen that movie Drishyam. Okay, so suppose someone picturize you or have taken photographs of you in such a position which are not acceptable by society or your parents, and if those materials are made available on the internet, many times a psychological shock to that particular person, okay, may cause that person to commit suicide or something, or give something. So that is a physical threat that you can have through the cybercrime. So that is a basic of a cybercrime. Generally, the stalkers, the persons who generally go behind someone to harm that person, okay, are called as stalkers. They do such type of things. So that is one thing that is possible in the cybercrime when we say it is a. Now, what is a psychological way? Obviously, you already know the neurolinguistic programming possible in using the cyber way, and that can cause severe damage to the person's health and his what you can say, the living. In the same way, you can have the psychological threats to person. Yes, a person or group of persons using cyber activities and material. Now, what is this material? So many times the people who want to make some evolution, or just want to create some unrest in a society, they possess a different type of material on the social media. Let's say suppose you want to create some unrest in a public, you simply have to post certain photographs in a different way, so that material when it goes to the public view, the public start to get unrestful. That is a one type of neurolinguistic programming. Okay. And people start going for some type of riots. That is a psychological threat, means you are actually psychologically induced person to do something. Okay. And that cause cyber using cyber material, what we can say spreading rumors. So generally all the fake news, okay, those are these news are generated in such a way that it must have to create some unrest among the people and can cause riots, because some people get financial gain from such riots. They are not doing this just for the entertainment. For example, let's say suppose if some riots goes on in a good city, many shops get what you can say broken, and likewise, and sometimes when such things are goes on, these shops require to rebuild themselves, and likewise, and they have to spend money on this, and likewise, and many times the people involving in spreading such news are the people who are the exporter of certain what you can say material which requires to rebuild the things, and likewise. So these are the generally what you can say the things happens out of the grid. Human beings, when we say human, okay, human always equals to first ego, second greed. ओके, हम बोलते हैं ना अपने भारतीय संस्कृति में अहंकार, ईर्ष्या, मद, मोह, मत्सर, माया, लोभ. All these are the what you can say the characteristics. Jealousy. We never like to appreciate the people, and this goes on. There are too many negative characteristics are there in human, other than the positive characteristics. And when these negative characteristics of human become dominant, they generally commit something which is horrendous, which is hideous, which is we can say not good for the society in long terms or even in the short terms. And that is what we generally do when it comes to psychological threats. So people actually pose the psychological threats in cyber activity. Another way of posing psychological threat in cyber activity is very simple. A simple way, that is you can message a person, or you can make auto, you can make a chatbot, or you can make a software which can auto call the person at unconventional time. Okay, at unconventional time. So suppose someone goes into a deep sleep and suddenly his mobile rang, he wake up, or his family wake up, and that causes certain type of what you can say psychological disbalance in that particular group and can cause the things. So these are the basic what you can say thing. So this can cause harm to the human life financially, physically, or psychologically. These activities are the materials of such type, and that is the cyber crime. Now, what are the different cyber? This says cyber crime trend. So obviously, the whole world is going after money. So we are going to see now the cybercrime trend. I am just changing the color for this. So cybercrime trend. Now there are different trends in cybercrime. First is phishing. Phishing is the all-time favorite trend in a cybercrime. Okay, because human being is equal to greed, and every greedy human being no matter how intelligent he or she may be, always falls prey to phishing. And so many people, this also called as a Nigerian trap. Phishing is also called as a Nigerian trap. Become what you can say victim of the phishing. That is a first trend. So how this phishing is done? You are sending some fake emails, actually email to the thousand or something. So say suppose now India is the 140 crore people, so you can say the India is a pond of 140 crore fishes, and you are a fisher. Okay, you are a fisherman, so you simply send the emails to all these people and saying that government is having many schemes. So you can say that for this particular government scheme, the government requires such data. Okay, you visit this site and enter this data by tomorrow, because that is the last date to fill that data. So many people fall prey to such type of email. They go to there and they enter their data. What data they are entering? They are entering their what we call as UID, PAN card, two details, their photographs. Okay, at least one bank account details to what you can say transfer the money to them, and likewise their mobile phone and everything. Now you got the all the requirement details, so you can find out these data. This data is collected. Now the person can sell this data to the advertisement agency and can get the money from there. So that it is not direct crime, but it is a crime, because you are collecting someone's private data and selling it without consent of that person. Or you can use the data to blackmail the person. From his status you will know everything, and that is what the thing. So phishing is the one what you can say topmost cybercrime trend. Then next is the stalking. Stalking. Anyhow, any one of you have seen the movie बाजीगर? ओके, एक बच्चा होता है क्लास के पीछे बैठे रहता है और किसी लड़की को ताकता है. Okay, he just और एक बच्ची लाइट. Those are the stalking. Stalking means आप सिर्फ you are only what you can say observing someone, and then you one-sided you think that that person or that thing is yours, and you want to you go to any level to get that thing in your what you can say possession. For that purpose you can do anything. Okay, so that is a stalking is the one trend in the cyber crime. Stalking is generally not done for the money. Generally not done. Stalking is generally done by the person who was having some type of what you can say psychological what you can say abnormalities, or by generally some criminals. And likewise this then sniffing is there. What is sniffing? Sniffing means in best way you can say whatever the communication you are doing, I'm just observing that and checking what the two people are actually communicating with each other. So that is a one trend where the people are going. Means I may become a friend to you on your Facebook or in your LinkedIn or somewhere, and I will just watch. I'll not make any message or something. I'll just watch there. Okay, sitting in a corner, that what you are communicating with others and what others are communicating with you. So from that I may get the very what you can say basic information of your business, and then I can use that information. Okay, then the one can use that information either to gain what you can say authority over you, or to get something out of you. So generally sniffing is done by the spy agencies. Generally, sweeping is done by the spy agencies, even the national securities, to find out whether there is some activity which is threat to nation or not. So it is not generally the cyber crime if it is done by the authority, what you can say, authentic legal authorities. But if you are doing this without any authority from the government or law, snipping is the cyber crime. Okay. Then what is the next? Yes. Yes, Sumit. Smith Datir. What's yes? Yes, Smith. You can talk. What is problem?
Sir, can you explain one more time?
What? Sniffing.
Sniping. Yes, yes.
या स्निफिंग आपण मराठीमध्ये त्याला हुमणं म्हणतो म्हणजे वी सी द डॉग ॲट डोअर जनरली दी डॉग्स विच आर हंटिंग डॉग्स ओके नॉट आवर कॉमन डॉग्स दे आर ट्रेन्ड not to attack any person directly, so they simply observe the person's behavior, okay, continuously, and if they found that it is a threatful, then they attack it. So that is called as a sniffing, to sniff. So generally the spy agency, what they do when we communicate with each other, right now I am giving this lecture to you people and you are listening to this, the communication is going on. There is a camps there, controlling and monitoring system is there, which is recording all these things, okay, and AI based softwares are there which is actually trying to find out what type of communication is going on. Okay, it's not happening with everybody, but government need to do this because uh, this is very essential for the national security, because you don't know what type of message who is sending to whom, okay, and what exactly that message means. And that's why sniffing is actually used for security purpose, but when it is used by a common person, matlab, right now say a pistol is used by the security purpose, but when it is in the hand of a police or a military, it is considered as a safe. But when it is in the hand of someone, okay, who is not what you can say reckoned by government for that purpose, it is considered as a crime. So sniffing is the cyber crime trends. Someone may simply observe your activities, and from that observation can come to know your complete business. Business means what you do, what you not do, when you go, or what likewise, and then it can use that information for its own advantage, either monetarily or for something. But generally, sniffing is done for the security purpose. Doubt clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So someone raised Sujit. Sujit. Sujit Bhendarkar. So you raise your hand right now? No. Okay. So what is the another trend in cybercrime? That is, we must need to find out the trends. And there are really many trends are there in cybercrime. So what this trends is that ransomware. Ransomware is the new trend. So what is ransomware? Generally, yes, quote Rishikesh.
Sir, actually, your voice is breaking a lot. That's why I raised up my hand.
Okay, my voice is breaking a lot because I'm not in a college. I'm on actually leave, not feeling well, and
Okay, sir.
taking this lecture from my home. And there is some network issues. The recorded lecture will be uploaded on YouTube. There you will get the clear cut voice. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So, cyber crime trends there. This ransomware. What is ransomware? Ransomware is something when we actually means create some say suppose you have created an app and made that app freely available on the mobile. Now when you are someone is installing that app, you are asking for certain type of permissions, and that person have given those permissions to your app. Now you can collect all the data from that person, and you know what type of things the person is doing. So this is a part of sniffing. Okay, that is you sniff the person's activity. But when you sniff this person activity, you found that the person is a CEO of some company, and he's doing the deals in crore, and some the data whatever he's doing is very very important. So what you will do, you will send a update patch to this person, which will actually not the update patch for that particular application he downloaded, but is just an encryption algorithm which encrypt the entire data on his hard disk. Okay, so now this person trusted your application, so it will say update and the entire data will get completely encrypted. Now you are flashing simply one message that if you want this data decrypted, send me this much money in this particular account in terms of Bitcoin and likewise. Generally, ransomware is asked in terms of Bitcoin because no government is having any control over it, and it is quite untraceable. Okay, so that is what ransomware, आपण त्याला खंडणी म्हणतो किंवा we can say call this as a type of kidnapping. We are asking for some ransom money. That is one cybercrime trend. Now it's becoming quite what you can say popular in hackers and the mafia, the ransomware, cyber mafia. I'm saying, okay, because and they generally don't what you can say attack the common people. They have a sniffing like mechanism which sniffs the your activities, your financial status and likewise. For example, when you are using even say some type of e-transfer or e-payment gateway, what they are know, e-payment gateway knows your buying and selling capacity. They know that you are buying this much of money and you are selling. So from your spending capacity, they can show you the advertisement. So this is a type of what you can say luring. So they are not asking for the ransomware, but if the person is of criminal mind, or if the organization is criminal mind, then they can give this information to someone, okay, who can then encrypt all your important data and can ask for the money. A ransomware is another way of this ransomware. So this is the another cybercrime trend in this. And then we know that is we can have many other, phishing is there, stalking is there, sniffing is there, and in a cybercrime we can have hacking is not considered as a crime if it is allowed by the company, but if without permission of anybody, even if you go into someone's house without his or her permission, it can be considered as a crime. And so that is what we can say. So hacking is there, but there are two type of hacking. One is ethical hacking, okay, and another is unethical hacking. So when I'm saying hacking, I am not going to say directly hacking. Instead of, I will say unethical hacking. Unethical hacking, that is entering into someone's systems without his or her consent. That is unethical hacking. That is a crime. But this unethical hacking is quite difficult. It requires really good technological knowledge of networking and everything, and so not practiced by the common people or common criminals. These are the practices done by technological people like you and me. Okay, they may be take sometime the BSc something, or they are already have spent years in computer science and technology. Then and then only they can do the unethical hacking, that they can crack the firewall and other things, and they can go into your system and can get the data from there. So this is the another trend. Now what is the another cybercrime trend that is very popular in the cybercrime is what we call as ransomware is there, but this another popular trend is now what we call as uh, blast. I, I can't say, I may say this as the stalking itself, okay, but instead of naming it, let's say suppose that is using technology to defame someone. Okay. Now, what is using technology to defame someone? So, suppose me and Harshal are the friend. Harshal Sonawani and me are the friend. Just consider. Now, some thing goes between something goes wrong between us, and that and Harshal said that is okay. I will see you, And when such type of revenge, what you can say, taking mentality become the part of the person will use the technology. Okay, means creating fake account in your name. Okay, creating something like that. Okay, Harshal is not going to do that. We just taken this as an example. So now let's have this, the another person who is having the revenge mentality will create some fake account, fake things, or may create some fake photos, may create fake videos just by morphing your face on some other things, and can give this. So that what we call this as a trolling. Okay, this trolling can be very serious. Means if you troll someone too much, the person may commit the suicide just because of that. Okay, and this is one of the cyber crimes. So when you see someone, for example, in political media of India, many people are trolling each other, and they sometimes they use what you can say, the words which are simply uh, outrageous. Means you can't believe that the person is saying something like this to the other person. Okay, and they are just doing this to gain some what you can say, uh, uh, political upper hand. The same thing can be done in this case when you can't what can you say, fight someone physically. You can spread rumor against that person, and uh, then those rumors one day will reach to that person in a very heinous way, and then that person may, if not can say mentally stable enough or strong enough, can do something harmful to himself or other. And that is what the outcome of the trolling. And trolling is the one of the cybercrime trade. Generally trolling happens when the friend means when people haters, and when people hate each other for no reason. Trolling always happens when you hate someone for no reason. Okay, if there is any reason to hate someone, you don't troll the person. Okay, so trolling is just like, means say suppose you are from a high society and someone is there from the middle class society, and you are wearing a good shirt and he is not wearing a good shirt. Then the all good shirt wearing people will say you are poor, you are poor, like that. That is what we call as a trolling. So that was what is differentiating unnecessarily. So when we differentiate unnecessarily, when do these things on cyber world, what happens? The persons may get affected by that drastically, and they can commit what you can say, suicide, or they may commit some type of fights. Means they re-troll you, and like so these things are there. Then what we call as a fake news. Fake news is cybercrime. I'm always saying any news which is fake is always a crime, no matter whether it is a cyber or something, because fake news can steal the sentiment of people in a negative way, and that can cause not if not some threat to the nation's security, at least it will cause some threat to the serenity of life in that particular region. So instead of spreading fake news or just forwarding some what you can say, blah 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 messages on the social media, uh, I myself consider that the overuse of social media itself is a cybercrime. Overuse of social media. So suppose you two people are there. One is husband, another is wife. Okay, and they are on their social media. She is talking, chatting with her friends on WhatsApp. He chatting with his friends on WhatsApp. Okay, and they are not chatting with each other. So their family life get automatically completely ruined. Yeah, many people don't have the sense when to send the messages and when not to send the messages. They just keep on sending messages like they are having a mental diarrhea, or what you can say, yeah, just like that. So consider that when we use anything unnecessarily for unnecessary purpose, we are actually committing certain type of crime against the humanity. Because when we say suppose right now I'm taking this lecture, okay, and I ask you to raise the hand if you have the problem. So entire class started raising hands after every 1 minute without any what you can say reason, just to annoy me. What will happen? My lecture will stop. What this is called as a denial of service attack. That is in cyber security. When someone want to communicate, you are stopping that communication. That is a crime, and this crime is happening nowadays everywhere. Means people are giving happy birthday or something like that things. I consider that as a crime, because you are not need to give any physical gift or something to the persons. Everyone is simply sending the happy birthday message. You don't know the person whose happy birthday is there. Yeah, so that is again the crime, what we call as the uh, an overuse of social media for guffaws, or just for the forwarding messages and everything is the cyber crime. Even is it not a trend, but this is nowadays a trend. So if anything you not understood from this lecture, or if you have any problem for these points, you are free to ask me the question. Hello, now dice is open for you. You can ask me the questions, or you can type the questions simply in the question and answer box, and I will answer that. So if you have no questions and queries, it's my request to you that the lecture I will upload on my YouTube channel TutorASRumale. I request you to send the information about the channel among all your friends from different divisions. Some divisions I am not there, from first year, and even from your native place and something, so that they will get the access to the channel and this lecture to learn something. I'm not saying that my lecture is the full and final lecture on the topic, but it will certainly help you in learning the things. Thank you very much. So if you permit, I'm just stopping my uh, we have the 2 minutes. We'll see for these 2 minutes the questions from you. Any questions? Particularly students, always keep in your mind that you have to ask the questions to your mentor, no matter who is your mentor. Okay, means in our India, uh, if we go with the Mahabharata tale, uh, the Arjuna was actually talking with the God himself, the Sri Krishna. But he not said that is okay, God, whatever you said is true. He simply asked you the questions, and all that questions and answers from the Sri Krishna become the what you can say guiding manual that we call as Bhagavad Gita. So asking question is always very necessary to gain the knowledge, and not asking question is one crime. Is a crime. Being a student, if you are not asking question to your mentor, is a crime. Yeah. You can unmute yourself and can ask the question, or you can simply type that question in the question answer box. I'm not having any questions here in question answer box. Okay, actually someone has raised the hand, but I'm not getting. I think Vishwakarma Satyam. No, he's not there. Okay, Rishikesh. Rishikesh. Yes, Rishikesh.
Sir, hello, sir.
Huh?
Sir, actually, I want to ask that what is meant by encryption?
Encryption is something, it's a message. Let's say suppose here you are having a word. I'm just typing here word. Okay. Uh, A, B, C. Now, if I want to encrypt it, let's consider that ENC is a function. ENC plus 3 plus 3 is the function. Okay. So for this input ABC, we are seeing ENC plus 3 ABC. So what the output will be? It will give you the output like A will be shifted to three positions. So this is a zero position, one position, two position, three position is D. Okay, B will become E. If we see D E and the C will become F. Now this ABC is shifted by three positions, so it become DEF. So now if I send this message to you DEF, what you get? Actually the message sent is ABC, but you
ABC.
got, yeah, you got the DEF. This process in between is called as an encryption process. Now to read the actual message you will require some what you can say an algorithm which called as a decryption, and decryption will say -3. Okay, decryption is the exact opposite of the encryption. So this will give me back the message ABC. So this is an encryption process, this is a decryption process. Generally when we send any type of data on internet, we require to encrypt that data so that someone who is sniffing or watching the communication between you and the other person will not get what data exactly communicated from your side to other side. There are different very complex algorithms are there for encryption and decryption. We are not going in depth of that because our subject scope is not that wide. Okay, we are going to get those things in second semester or in third semester. Likewise in encryption and decryption when you will go for the complete subjects. So is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Actually, I asked because in WhatsApp it is written that end-to-end encryption.
Ah,
That's
so
why.
now I just have given you the end-to-end encryption decryption. This is end. This is end. You don't know what key is used in for the encryption, and in the receiver don't know what key is used for the encryption decryption. Only that is data get encrypted and then sent on the net, and data get decrypted and then received by the end user. And this key, that is three, is the key here. +3 and -3. These are the key. These keys are uh, this keys is not known to anybody. This is known only to the system, and these keys get changed. So this is end-to-end encryption decryption. That is what just explain here. Okay. So
Okay.
any other
Thank you, sir.
question?
Thanks,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. So I think now there are no other questions from your side. I think in question answer. What if someone is unknowingly involved? Some cybercrime, is that person guilty? Knowingly or unknowingly, when you involve in some type of cybercrime, okay, or any type of crime, okay, the law consider you as a guilty unless and until you are not what you can not guilty unless and until it is not proven. So if someone say that you are a guilty, he need to what you can say provide with the admissible evidence. Admissible means the evidence which a court can accept. Just because someone saw you or because there is something, and again court consider on the basis of humanity that if the person is unknowingly involved in that particular things, he may not be considered as a guilty, but he have to suffer for his involvement somehow in that court procession. Means say suppose if you are unknowingly the part of some cyber becomes a part of some cyber crime and someone sue you in a court, the court will summon you and you have to go there and there, and it will ruin at least part of your life for that time period. So whether unknowingly or knowingly, when you commit something which is harmful to humanity in financial, physical or psychological way, it is a crime. And crime is always what you can say you have to pay for that uh, many times uh, in a indirect way, even if you not pay directly, means even if you not get jailed or something like that. Okay, the societies look towards you change automatically. Societies look towards you change automatically when you commit a crime or when you become a criminal. Okay, so always try not to become that, but if some circumstances arises that won't what you can say allow you to remain the good citizen, and you have to take law in your hand. I wish such situation must not come in your life anyway. Okay, but in that case, try to, what you can say, minimize the what you can say, the intensity of your crime. Okay, because sometimes just holding your just letting go some rage and something can save you from committing many type of crimes. Thank you very much, students, for listening to the lectures, and I'm really appreciate the questions asked by you. I like the questions. Okay, so if you feel that is why should we ask the questions, don't shy away from asking the question, at least in my session. Thank you very much. I'm ending the session for all of us. Thanks.